Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So this video is just going to be kind of a quick update video on a couple of topics. First and foremost is my daughter. Those of you who maybe missed it, I posted last week a quick, announcement that there wouldn't be any more videos the rest of the week because we had a family emergency. And then towards the end of the week, I don't even remember what day it was, I did a super fast live video from my daughter's hospital room. Our daughter was in a really bad car accident. She was on her way home from the grocery store, and a big work truck turned left in front of her, didn't even see her, and it was a head-on collision. And there was two kind of crazy coincidences in regards to this. First being that my sister-in-law, Mr. Smith's sister, is a nurse, and she works for the hospital system that my daughter happened to get taken to because it included I think it's called a level 1 trauma unit. And so my daughter was life flighted to it, and my sister-in-law called and said, "What's happened?" because Jennifer's name showed up on intake for trauma, and that was the first we'd heard of anything. We got off the phone with her, and immediately the phone was ringing again, and it was our son-in-law letting us know that Jennifer had been in a car accident, and that she was okay, she was alive, in bad shape, and being taken to the hospital. So, like I said, she was taken to a trauma unit, which was up in Raleigh, and my sister-in-law, Mr. Smith's sister, is a red-headed pit bull when it comes to being protective of family, and thankfully, she's there in the area, and she was able to step in and make sure that Jennifer was cared for since we are so far away. So that was the first kind of lucky coincidence, if you want to call it that she happened to be there. The second coincidence is where the accident occurred. Right near where the accident happened, there was a crew of linemen working for the power company. And they witnessed the accident and were all going over to see if they could help. Well, one of the linemen walked over, saw the car, saw my daughter's car, and realized he knew who was in the car. It was my daughter's brother-in-law. So he rushed in, started working on Jennifer, started putting pressure on the bleeding, trying to get the bleeding under control. Another person went over and started helping the person in the truck, and another one called 911 and all that. And so Jennifer had a familiar face there who was able to, help her. And of course, she wasn't conscious for a lot of it, but, she was able to have a face there, And so he was able to call my son-in-law and let him know what had happened because Jennifer couldn't call. And so, once again, a lucky coincidence. It didn't take long for us to find out her status, that she would make it. She was going to be okay eventually, but she was going to need surgery and everything. And so I headed out early in the morning, long before the sun came up, and I arrived there at the hospital in Raleigh just as she was coming out of the operating room. And so I was able to meet her there in post-op and was there when she woke up. And it was rough seeing her like that. There's a few calls in life that you don't want to get, and one of them is that your kid has been hurt. Yeah, but she ended up in the hospital for a few days, and I don't I don't know that I have shared it with you guys, but my daughter actually just started a job a few months ago as a 911 operator. And, you know, she's just been there for a few months. And a whole bunch of people, when they found out about Jennifer's accident, all wanted to donate their sick leave hours so that she wouldn't be out anything while she was recovering, because it is going to be a very, very long recovery. About 3 months for her arm, which now has titanium in it, and unfortunately about a year for her leg, which also has a lot of titanium in it. Unfortunately, because she's not been at the job for a year, all of those people who are wanting to donate all of the hours of sick leave can't donate the hours, which is a bit of a stressor for the both of them. But, you know, they're going to do everything that they can to work it out. She was released from the hospital and headed back home. She was very, very relieved to be back in her house and to be able to sleep through the night without people coming in every hour to poke and prod and do all the things. It has been a challenge for her to figure out how to get around. I mean, if it was just a broken leg, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's a leg on one side and an arm on the other. So there's like no side that she can lean on. And so it's been a bit of a challenge, but she's figuring it out bit by bit. And, you know, she's got to be patient with herself, but she will eventually be okay. It's just got to, you know, be one day at a time. And I have to say, I've already had some people reach out and send me money for my daughter. That was so unexpected, and I really appreciated that. One person, which I don't think they want to be named, they sent a significant amount of money and said, I can't bring you a home-cooked meal, but I can at least do this and make sure that some things are covered. And it was so incredibly generous and unexpected, and I'm grateful for that. I didn't need anything. You know, I wasn't worried about meals and those kinds of things, and so I just turned right around and I just gave that money to my daughter because, you know, she's going to be out of work for months, and I wanted to be able to help her in any way I can. Yeah, and thank you to those who donated. They know who they are, and I really do appreciate it. Yeah, so that's basically where we're at. They're doing all sorts of things like installing hand railings and ramps and all that stuff, and just doing what they can to make the house accessible for her while she's recovering. Of course, she's going to have lots of physical therapy. I think it was 3 times a week for the next couple of months. Yeah, so she's got a long trek ahead of her, but it'll just be one day at a time. And she is going to be okay, which is what matters. So I had 2 other things that I wanted to share. One, this is on a completely different topic. Social media. So you know, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, and that's generally where I post most of my updates for things. I do have a MeWe one, which honestly sometimes I forget I have it and I forget to post, but I try to update the page there. And then a while back, when Telegram kind of kicked off, I started a page there, and so I kind of did updates for the videos and blog posts and all that stuff on all of those social media accounts. However, Telegram has been a bit of a challenge because you can have I don't know what you would call it, a channel, an account where you can post things kind of like you would on a Facebook page or Twitter or something like that. And then you can also have chat groups. And so I had set up both. The problem was with the chat group, anybody could come in and post stuff. And it was just getting nonstop spammed. And there's no way to moderate it. Like, there's no way to put it where you have to approve things or anything like that. And you also can't give other people the ability to help you manage it. Or if there is a way, I have not been able to find out. It's not a very user-friendly social media platform. And so I ended up just deleting the chat group. I don't have time to stay on it. I just don't. So those of you who are on Telegram, my channel is still there, which is, it's A Good Life Farm on Telegram. But the chat group, which, I wasn't really doing much of anything with anyways, that's out. So I just wanted to let you guys know if you happen to be one of the people that follow me on Telegram. And then the other thing is, coffee mugs. So, a few years ago, I had an artist make some custom coffee mugs for me. And I did it, I think 2 different times. I ordered batches of coffee mugs, handmade pottery mugs. And people wanted to buy them, could order them, or whatever. Well, I've had a ton of people, again, asking me for mugs. And so I reached out to the artist to see if she was still doing them. She is. And so I put in an order. Now, I don't know what her turnaround is right now. My guess would be sometime this summer I will receive the mugs. I chose kind of a slightly different style from the ones that I've done in the past. Different colors and all of that. And when I get the mugs, when I receive them, I will post them for sale on my Etsy account, which I will put a link down below for that if you are interested in those. I will do a big announcement, I'll show you what kinds of colors and all that stuff that I did. And then I'll put them all in the Etsy shop, and, honestly, it's just going to be a first come, first serve. Once they're gone, they're gone. And, someday down the road I might do another order. But those who are wanting to get one of the pottery mugs, that'll be the opportunity to do so. And like I said, I'll do a video on them when I receive them and give all the information about them then. And then one last thing, next week I have my surgery that I talked about. I go in this week to do all my pre-op lab stuff, pre-registration and all that. But my surgery will be at the end of the week on Friday, so there will still be videos going up all of next week, but the following week I don't know about that. I don't know if I'll have anything planned or scheduled or anything. We'll just have to kind of play it by ear and see how I'm feeling as far as that goes. But I suppose that is it. That's kind of like a catch up on everything that's been going on around here. Why I had to do that rush trip to North Carolina, how my daughter is doing. And I've talked in the past about how I consider you guys my YouTube friends. There really is a sense of community. It's not like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. But when I mentioned I had a family emergency, just all of the emails and comments and prayers and everything that was just, it was a lot, and it was so appreciated. It really was. I think I have some of the best YouTube subscribers out there. I really do. And you guys all mean a lot to me. This week I am going to be doing a jelly video, a foraging kind of jelly video. I have 2 recipes that I'm wanting to do this year, and I think one of them I'm going to work on tomorrow, so that should be coming up this week. Yeah, it's one I wanted to do last year and I just didn't get a chance to do it, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. So how's that for a teaser? All right, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me here again in the greenhouse. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.